Every year, on the third Saturday of July, the Bessey family gets up early. They gather in the kitchen, grab some warm beverages, then head out to their boat.
Okay, all aboard.
All around the state of Maine, more than 1,000 volunteers are doing the same thing. From 7 o'clock to 7:30, sharp, they're all looking for one of Maine's most iconic animals, the common loon. The annual loon count is organized by the Maine Audubon. This is its 40th year, a milestone.
It's huge. There's not very many community science or citizen science projects that have been going on for 40 years. So to be able to have 40 years of data on the loon count population is a big deal.
Coordinator Hannah Young says the count officially began in 1983 after people noticed a decline in loon populations throughout the Northeast. Since then, the project has steadily grown. Last year, 1,600 volunteers surveyed Maine's lakes and ponds on the big day.
I think there's a lot of reasons it's important. One is to know what's going on with the loon population in Maine, an indicator then of what's going on in the water in Maine. Loons need this kind of clean, clear water. So if we're seeing a decline in the population, we need to look and see, okay, what else is going on?
Based on count data, Maine's loon population is on the rise, estimated at more than 3,000 adult loons for the southern half of the state.
There's so much water in Maine, and it's really important that we protect it for the loons, for ourselves. What I love about the loon count is that so many people are getting to get out there, see the loons, and then also be a part of the conservation.
Each volunteer is responsible for a specific survey area, whether it's the entirety of a small pond or a piece of a large lake. The area has to be small enough to cover in 30 minutes. On Great Pond in Belgrade, the Bessey family is responsible for surveying the cove where their camp is located.
It's a very nice morning. Bit of a breeze, fresh breeze, no rain, just nice to be out. The survey area begins at a stream here, coming in from the next pond over, Salmon Pond, and it goes up to the point of Horse Point. And then all of this area in between is our survey area. That's where we'll be going right now.
For the Bessey family, the loon count is a tradition that spans 4 generations. They've been a part of it since it began.
My mother was an avid birder. She would get up early in the mornings and take my brother and or me through the woods to listen and to spot birds. And when Audubon began the loon count, she was one of the first volunteers. She did it every year until she left us, and I and my siblings have carried on the tradition ever since. This year is like a lot of others where it's become almost a reason for the family to gather.
Chip Bessey's granddaughters say they'd like to keep the tradition going. It helps them feel connected to their great-grandmother.
I'm doing what she did, so it's like I'm there with her almost.
I feel like it's just like a part of like what we do up here. I don't know, like you come up, you go tubing, you go water skiing, you lay by the lake, you go swimming, you can do the loon count.
Over the years, the girls have gotten better at spotting loons.
They have red eyes, so.
That's scary, yes. Yeah. Those little beady red eyes. Their patterns are
very different, especially with the black, because
and the little white choker.
Yeah.
Very hip.
The family counts 3 loons during the half-hour count.
I think that we see one. He just dove. Oh, I see. Way over. See him? About 11 o'clock?
Efforts to protect Maine's loon population are ongoing. The Maine legislature passed legislation banning the use of lead fishing tackle, which can poison loons. And data from the annual count helps Audubon pinpoint locations to place floating nest platforms, which could improve loon chick survival. Loons build their nests along the shore, where flooding and boat wakes can easily wash them away. Chip Bessey is glad that his family can do their small part to help keep the loon population healthy in Maine.
Let's face it, like moose, loons are iconic to Maine. The sound, the way they look, watching them fishing in the lakes, diving and coming back up 100 yards away.
When the clock strikes 7:30, the count ends. But the Besseys continue to watch the loons and listen to their haunting call all summer long. And next year, on the third Saturday of July, they'll pile into the boat and count them again.